Hi, I'm Keith. I'd like to share a little bit with you about my personal testimony, how I came to know Christ and what He's come to mean in my life. When I was growing up, I grew up in a home where we went to church pretty much every Sunday. I have to be honest, I didn't see a lot of that personal relationship with Christ growing up, not a lot of my parents being in the Word or anything like that, but we definitely went to church. I came from pretty much a broken home. There was a lot of abuse. And church became the place that I really enjoyed being, kind of an escape for me. And I remember going to church camp several summers, and I'll never forget the summer of 5th grade, getting ready to go into 5th grade. That was when I came to know Christ through baptism. And honestly, I felt pretty good about it then, but I have to admit, once I got older, which we'll discuss soon, I really didn't understand the full meaning of what it really meant for Jesus to have paid for my sins, and most of all, how much He truly loved me, what He gave up, and what I'm supposed to give up for Him in a relationship. I pretty much did it, I think, because all my friends were doing it. So at that point, it was just water, and it didn't ever come to know as much as it means to me now for several years later. After that, of course, as I continue to get older, coming from the brokenness in my home, I began to feel emptier and emptier, like there was this void, something that was just inside my heart that was missing. And I really feel like I just didn't feel a lot of love growing up, and not to make excuses, but that definitely influenced a lot of my decisions I made, which I realized became kind of hurtful towards God and the man that He wanted me to be. As I got older, I began finding relationships to fulfill that void in my heart. I was trying to find people. I was trying to find things on this earth to be able to fill that void. About my freshman year of college, I gave up some very intimate and personal things through relationships. I was very fearful. I was one of those people that was just afraid of spending forever alone. I just had to have somebody, just somebody to hold on to. I was always in a relationship, always had a girlfriend. It wasn't until later in life, actually, when I met my current wife, that God really used her to shed light and show me just how awful I've been. Just, it really broke myself down and showed me just how I've been living in sin, and how I just really never got His love for me, and that relationship that I could have had. Basically, my wife and I met at Bible study. This was in the month of December, and several months later, we got engaged and started going to premarital counseling. It was in the premarital counseling that it came up where we talked about some previous relationships and things that I had done with others in those relationships that really hurt my wife. She's a Christian, very pure and saved, and that was something that she was saving for her future husband. So that definitely had an impact. Up until this point, I would have to say, if I was going to lose in a relationship, if someone was going to walk away, I would have been at their doorstep begging them to come back, crying out on my knees, because I just couldn't stand to lose them. Of course, in this situation, she broke off the engagement, of course, and it turned out to be about 3 weeks that I just didn't know what to do. But somehow God found me in a different place this time. After bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, He finally got me to that place on my knees and woke me up, and I just could hear Him saying, "Keith, don't you realize none of these things in this world, none of these significant others, nobody is going to fill that hole in your heart except for me, and until I'm enough for you, I don't want you to have anything else." I remember spending a solid week on my knees after that, just bawling my eyes out, crying out to God for how sorry I've been, and what I wish I should have done, and how much I'd hurt my wife Renee through that process of the things I'd done in my past that hurt her. And I remember for the first time finding that freedom, where I was like, what, God, you know what's best for me, and I do trust you. I love her, and I want to be with her, but if you want me to be with her, you bring her back. Because God, you are enough for me. You're all I need. You're more than enough, and that's just perfect. That's all I want for the rest of my life, Lord. If it's just me and you, I'm okay with that. That was a pretty monumental moment for me. I had never done that before. Again, usually I would have been rushing to the doorstep to try to stop them from leaving. So yeah, I definitely wanted her back, but I realized that it had to be through God, that relationship with Him had to make me whole first. So after that, I got up, and He began to heal me and show me that, okay, it doesn't matter what you've done before, it's me and you now. Let's walk together. Let's walk forward. By God's grace, 3 weeks later, I got a text message from her saying that she did still love me, and that we needed to talk. We got together and talked, and she really showed me the power of forgiveness, and we got back together, and went ahead and went through with the wedding date. We got married in October of 2005, and now we are married. It'll be 5 years this October with 2 wonderful children. But that's pretty much the story of how I truly came to know Christ. Again, I know when I was a child, I didn't really understand or grasp the impact of what it really meant to walk with Christ. And I have to admit, I want to be closer to Him even still today. As we continue to fall away or we continue to stumble, I realize more and more each day to be a great husband, to be a great father. I need Him in my life. I need to be in that Word, and that's something that I really want to strive for more in my life. And I just know that I wouldn't have made it this far or have any of the things I have today without Him in my life.